Izzy, and today I'm going to show you how to bake a really easy chocolate cake with a chocolate buttercream. First of all, you're going to need 10 ounces or 280 ounces of caster sugar. You're also going to need 10 ounces or 280 ounces of unsalted softened butter. You're going to need 8 ounces or 225 grams of self-raised flour, 2 ounces or 55 grams of cocoa powder, a heaped tablespoon of baking powder, some milk, and 5 medium range eggs. You're also going to need 5 ounces of butter or 140 grams, 7 ounces of icing sugar or 200 grams, and 3 ounces of cocoa powder or 85 grams. I'm going to use some chocolate sprinkles, but you can use anything you want to decorate with. First of all, I'm going to butter and flour my tins. You take 2 tins and just put some butter on a bit of kitchen roll or grease proof or whatever you have lying around, and simply coat the full tin full of butter until it's all covered. This way, it stops the cake from sticking and it's nice and easy to get out once it's been baked. Once the butter has totally coated the tin, take a heap of flour and just pour a sprinkle in, and you're going to tip it round until the whole tin is covered in flour. It has to be all over the bottom and right round the edges. This bit tends to be a bit of a messy job, but if you want to tip it over a bowl, that will save flour going everywhere. And then you have 2 tins ready and greased. For the sponge, I'm going to take the caster sugar, pour it into a large mixing bowl and combine it with the butter. Next, I'm going to combine the 2 ingredients until I've got a thick, fluffy consistency. Next, I'm going to sieve in the flour combined with the icing sugar and the baking powder. Next, I'm going to mix all the ingredients in together until it's just combined, but it will still be quite dry, so we'll start to add in the eggs. I'm going to crack the eggs on the bowl and combine. Now you can move your eggshells to one side and start to mix together. This will start to form a chocolatey consistency, however it can tend to be quite thick, and this is where the milk comes in. Simply pour in the milk and combine with the rest of the ingredients until you get a light, fluffy, chocolatey consistency that's completely mixed in and no ingredients have been left separated. Once everything is all mixed together, you should end up with a consistency just like this, quite thick but light and creamy and a nice chocolatey colour. Now I'm going to fill the tins with the mixture. I've done this one already. Simply spread the consistency between the 2 tins nice and evenly, and then you just need to use the back of your spoon to spread it out and stop. Once the mixture has been spread evenly between the 2 greased tins, I'm going to put them in a preheated oven at 180 degrees. The tins need to be on the same tray in order to cook at the same time, and then simply set the timer to around 25 minutes. If the cakes aren't done in this time, simply place a skewer through them and check if it comes out clean, then the cakes are cooked, and if not, then they need an extra 5 minutes or so. Next, going to make the buttercream. I'm going to start by taking the butter and putting it into a large bowl and mixing it until we've got a nice creamy consistency. Once the butter is nice and creamy, I'm going to take the icing sugar and sieve that in, and also the cocoa powder. Once the three ingredients are thoroughly mixed together, you take either 1 to 2 tablespoons of either milk or water to combine the ingredients together. And when they're ready, they should look a bit like this. The cakes need to cool until they're totally cold before you put any icing on them. To do this, you need to make sure they come out of the tins or they'll start to go a bit damp. You can turn them out until racks such as this one until they're nice and cool. Once the sponges have cooled, it's time to put the icing on. First, I'm just going to take a small amount of the buttercream and just spread it across the first sponge in order to stick the second sponge on top of it. This only has to be a thin layer as we need enough to cover the rest of the cake. Then take the top sponge and place it on top. Following this, spoon the rest of the buttercream on the top of the cake, ready to spread all the way around it. Then, once all the icing is done and it's been spread and the whole cake is completely covered, you can use your own choice of decorations to cover it. I'm using these little chocolate sprinkle pearls, and I'm just going to coat the cake all over until it looks